Every 7 years, Jewish farmers in Israel do something that seems like economic insanity. They stop working completely. Don't plant, don't harvest, don't sell. They let the land rest for an entire year. And you know what happens? After that sabbatical year, the land produces more. This is called SHEMITAH, and it's one of the most revolutionary principles in the Torah. But here's the secret nobody tells you. SHEMITAH isn't just about agriculture. It's about how you deal with money, work, rest, and trust. And when you understand how to apply this ancient principle in modern life, your relationship with prosperity changes completely. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use SHEMITAH today, even if you live in the city and have never planted anything. Ready for this wisdom that goes against everything capitalism taught you? Let's start by understanding what SHEMITAH truly is. The word comes from the Hebrew root meaning to release, or to let fall. The Torah commands that every 7 years the land of Israel rests completely. No cultivation, no commercial harvest. Whatever grows on its own is free for everyone to take, rich and poor. And there's more. All debts between Jews are canceled, completely. You owed, you're forgiven. You lent, let it go. This was written over 3,000 years ago, and it's the most radical economic system ever created. Why? Because it forces 3 things that go against human instinct: mandatory rest, financial detachment, and trust in something bigger than you. And it works. Israel practices SHEMITAH to this day, and studies show that after the sabbatical year, productivity increases, soil becomes more fertile, ecosystems recover, the land needs rest, and so do you. But how does this apply to you who aren't a farmer? Here's the insight. SHEMITAH isn't about agriculture, it's about cycles. It's the recognition that everything in life operates in cycles of work and rest, tension and relaxation, expansion and contraction. And when you respect these cycles, you prosper. When you force constant work without pause, you break. And if you're digging this connection between ancient wisdom and modern life, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because there's a lot more coming. First modern application of SHEMITAH. Create your personal sabbatical year. It doesn't have to be a literal year. Can be a month every 7 months. Can be a week every 7 weeks. Can be a day every 7 days, which, by the way, is Shabbat, another Jewish concept of sacred rest. The idea is, you identify a cycle of 7 periods, and on the 7th, you stop completely working in that area. If you're an entrepreneur, you take a sabbatical month where you don't open your laptop, don't check emails, don't do anything business-related. If you're a content creator, you stop creating for a week every 7. And here's the hard part, the one that tests faith. You stop even when things are going well. SHEMITAH isn't rest when it's not working out. It's rest precisely when it is working out. Why? Because this breaks the illusion that it's only your effort generating results. This forces you to trust that there's a greater source sustaining you. Second application, the principle of canceling emotional debts. Look, you're probably not going to cancel your financial debts every 7 years. That would be great, but the system doesn't work that way. But you can cancel emotional debts. Every 7 months, you do a relationship review and ask, who hurt me that I'm still collecting from? What resentment am I holding? What bitterness am I carrying? And you practice emotional SHEMITAH. You release. You forgive. Not because the person deserves it, but because you deserve not to carry that weight. And there's the other side. Who did I fail? Who did I hurt? What mistake am I ruminating on? You forgive yourself too. Self-forgiveness is internal SHEMITAH, and every cycle of 7, you do this cleansing. This isn't just fluffy spirituality, there's science. Resentment and guilt generate chronic cortisol, which literally ages you and blocks prosperity. When you practice emotional SHEMITAH, you release trapped energy that can flow toward creating new things. Third application, financial SHEMITAH through strategic detachment. Once a year, you identify something in your financial life that you need to let the land rest. Could be an investment you're going to stop touching for an entire year. Could be a source of income you're going to deliberately pause. I know, sounds crazy. I have to rest a source of income? But the principle is, when you hold everything with tension, you block flow. When you let go strategically, you create space for new to enter. Practical example, you have 5 income sources. In the sabbatical year, you choose one and stop completely. Not because it's not working, but precisely because you need to test your faith that you'll survive without it. And invariably, what happens? One of the other 4 explodes, or a 6th unexpected one appears. It's like pruning a tree. You cut healthy branches so the force goes to the others. Financial SHEMITAH is intentional pruning of your economic life. And look, if you're with me this far, go ahead and drop that like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. 4th application: creative cycles based on SHEMITAH. If you work with creation, writing, art, content, anything, you've probably felt burnout. And the common solution is work smarter, optimize processes. But SHEMITAH offers something radical. Stop creating. Create a cycle of 7 projects, and on the 7th cycle, you don't create anything new. You only review, organize, rest. You leave the creative field fallow. And what happens? When you come back, ideas flow with absurd force because you gave mental space for them to germinate. Picasso had phases. Beethoven had periods of silence. All great creators respected cycles. But our create content every day. Culture ignores this. Creative SHEMITAH gives you biblical permission to stop. 5th application: consumption SHEMITAH. This is powerful. Once a year, you choose a consumption category and stop completely for a month. Could be clothes. You don't buy any new pieces for a year. Could be delivery. You don't order food for 6 months. Could be paid entertainment. You cancel all subscriptions for a period. The goal isn't savings, though you'll save. The goal is to break dependency. It's realizing, I can live without this. I'm not a slave to this consumption. And when you go back to consuming, you do it with consciousness, not compulsion. Israel practices this literally with food during SHEMITAH. They eat what appears, not what they control producing. Imagine living a year where you don't totally control your food supply. It would be transformative for your mindset. 6th application: SHEMITAH principle for toxic work relationships. In the Torah, during SHEMITAH, Hebrew servants could choose to leave their masters. It was an opportunity for liberation. Translation: every 7 years, you evaluate if you're in a professional situation that enslaves you. If you've been in a toxic job for 7 years, SHEMITAH gives you divine commandment to leave. If you've been in a partnership that doesn't work for 7 years, it's time to dissolve. The number 7 is a complete cycle. If after a complete cycle things haven't improved, SHEMITAH tells you to release. And there's the reverse too. If you're an employer or leader, SHEMITAH reminds you to give real freedom to those who work with you. Not exploitation disguised as we're family, but genuine respect for autonomy. 7th application: digital SHEMITAH. This one's for the modern era. Once every 7 weeks, you do a 7-day digital Sabbath. No social media, no passive content consumption, no scrolling feeds. You completely stop feeding the algorithm. And what happens? You realize how much of your life you were wasting. You recover attention. You go back to thinking deep thoughts instead of having a brain fragmented into 15-second posts. Digital SHEMITAH is recognizing that your attention is fertile land that needs rest from capitalist exploitation by big tech. So, let's recap the 7 modern applications of SHEMITAH. First, personal sabbatical year in cycles of 7. Second, canceling emotional debts. Third, strategic financial detachment. Fourth, creative cycles with fallow periods. Fifth, consumption SHEMITAH in specific categories. Sixth, liberation from toxic professional relationships. Seventh, digital Sabbath. The central principle is rest isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Letting go isn't losing, it's creating space. Trusting isn't naivety, it's alignment with natural cycles that are bigger than you. Modern capitalism teaches you that you need to work without stopping, accumulate without rest, control everything. SHEMITAH says the opposite. You need to why? Stop regularly. Let go strategically. Trust in something greater. And here's the most incredible thing. Israel has practiced this for millennia and is one of the most innovative and prosperous economies in the world. Coincidence? No. It's because they respect cycles that nature and spirituality teach. Here's my SHEMITAH challenge for you. Choose one of these 7 applications and implement it over the next 7 months. You can start small. Could be digital Sabbath once a month. Could be pausing an income source for 3 months. Could be canceling emotional debts every quarter. But commit. And with each cycle, you'll feel, I survived the rest. I survived the letting go. Actually, I prospered. And little by little, you'll incorporate SHEMITAH as a lifestyle. If you want more applied Jewish wisdom, I've got videos about Shabbat, about Tzedakah, about Talmud, about Kabbalah. It's all here on the channel in a Judaism and Modern Life playlist. Drop that, like if this video gave you a totally new perspective on rest and prosperity. Subscribe to the channel to keep receiving ancient wisdom that works today. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any transformative principle. And share this with that workaholic person who needs to understand that stopping is sacred. Comment below, which SHEMITAH application are you gonna start? Sabbatical year? Emotional cancellation? Financial detachment? Digital SHEMITAH? I want to know. And remember, SHEMITAH isn't about being lazy. It's about being wise. It's not about giving up. It's about trusting. It's not about losing control. It's about recognizing you never had total control, and that's okay. As the sages say, 6 years you shall work the land, but in the 7th year, let the land rest, a Sabbath to God. Your life is land, your work is plantation, and you need SHEMITAH to remain fertile. Thank you so much for staying here with me. I'll see you in the next video, already practicing SHEMITAH, already creating healthy cycles of work and rest. Shalom, and may your cycles be blessed.